In this video, we're going to look at how you can collaborate with others using the Google Calendar app. In your Google Calendar app, where your calendars show up here on the left-hand side, anytime you hover over one of them, the little settings arrow will pop up. Clicking the settings arrow will open this menu that allows you to make some changes to this specific calendar, including the color, notifications, looking at items that have been trashed, opening up the settings tab, or putting this calendar away from the list so it doesn't appear anymore. Also within here, we have the option to share this calendar. Opening up the sharing settings for the calendar will open this screen that allows you to share the calendar publicly with others via a link or by embedding on a website, or to share it with specific people using email addresses right here. To share a calendar with a specific person, you can just start entering their email address. If they are in your contacts or within our WRPS domain, they should pop up automatically in the list below. Once you've located the person you want to share your calendar with, clicking on this will autofill the rest of the email address, adding the new person to the list underneath yourself as owner. Beside their name, a drop-down list can be opened up where you can decide how you would like to share your calendar with this person. By default, the calendar will share showing the person all of your event details. If you don't want the other person to know the details of what you are doing at specific times, you're going to want to select See Only Free Busy, Hide Details to make sure that they don't see what you have going on your calendar other than that you are not available during those times. You may want to give coworkers the option to make changes to events that they are being invited to. This can include attaching items, adding details, or changing the dates and times for meetings and events that you have set up with this person. You could also give them full-on rights to make changes and manage the sharing of this calendar if they need to be able to share it with others. After you have chosen how you would like to share your calendar, you need to hit the Save button at the bottom to make the changes happen. Any changes you make to an individual calendar from the list on the left will only be applied to that calendar. When Mary shared this personal calendar with Sue, this is only these red items are the ones that are going to appear on Sue's calendar. And as it was shared as See Only Free Busy, she will not see the details of these red events. She will only see that Mary is busy at these times. When you get invited to somebody's calendar, you'll get an email in your Gmail informing you that someone has shared their calendar with you. If you use the tabs at the top to sort your Gmail out, these will often appear in your updates. Here's an email sent to Mary showing her that Dan has given her access to look at events on his calendar. When you open this email, it's just a notification to let you know that the calendar has already been added to your calendar app. As you can see, Dan Gray appears here under Mary's other calendars, and his events are all appearing in his color that's assigned here. I can change that color if I choose, or leave it to the one that Google sets for it. I can also turn Dan's calendar on and off, depending if I need to see what he is doing or not. As you can see, he has given us access to see all details of this calendar. If you would like to request a coworker allow you access to their calendar, you can do that by searching for your coworker here. Once you choose which coworker you'd like to request calendar access from, this little window will pop up, allowing you to change the email that's sent to this person, or just use the canned email that Google has created for you. Hitting Send Request will send the other person an email requesting that they give access to your calendar, to give you access to their. You may also choose to make a calendar public or available to a group of people with a link or by publishing on a website. To do this, when you open the calendar sharing settings, you want to check the box beside share this calendar with others. By default, Google will fill in share this calendar with everyone in our WRPS domain. You can also at this point choose if they can see all event details or if people can only see free and busy details. In this example of being a Chromebook cart, we want them to be able to see all event details. I could also choose to make this calendar open to the public if I want parents or others outside of our WRPS organization to be able to view or access or add this Google Calendar to their Google Calendar app. The same sharing settings can be applied over here so that they can see everything. Now note that you cannot change this to allow people to make changes to the event. So if the people that you're sharing your calendar with need to be able to add events or change events within the calendar, you'll need to add them one at a time or via contact group through the enter email address option so that you can set those settings over here. This will only allow people to view the calendar and add it to their Google Calendar app. Clicking on Save will make this warning pop up as to double check that you want to make your calendar public. If you're certain this is what you want to do, you can hit yes to save the changes. To make your calendar accessible to others by embedding on a web page or sharing with a link, you can open the calendar settings by clicking on the small arrow and then calendar settings. This opens up the specific details for this single calendar. Again, any changes you make here will only happen on this specific calendar, not to all of the calendars within your calendar app. If you're going to be embedding your calendar on your school website, you can grab this embed code here and just copy and paste it into the code portion in your web guide. You will need to have set your calendar to public as in the previous step to make this work properly. You can also find the address for your calendar here that you can give to others for the link. Reset the URLs if you want to take access away from people that previously had access. Export it for use in another app, or get rid of everything within the calendar in these settings. So to share with others, again, you can use this embed code on your website, or you can send them the link as here. Because this is her default calendar, it's just simply the Gmail address that is the link to the calendar. Any changes you make here will need to be saved by clicking on the Save button before exiting. Once it's been saved, it'll automatically go back to your default calendar view. You can also request access to coworkers' calendars by entering their email address in the box under the Other Calendars tab. Entering an email address will cause this window to pop up where you can change the message that will be emailed to the coworker that you're requesting the calendar from. To make life simple, Google has included a canned email here that you may just choose to send as is, or you could select this text and type in whatever you like to send to your coworker. Requests to add calendar will appear in your Gmail account under the Updates tab if you're using the tab Gmail. The email will show the canned response or whatever you typed and include a link for the person to accept the request to view their calendar. Clicking on this link will open the Google Calendar app, where I can see that it has already added my coworker who is requesting access. At this point, I may choose to decide how much information she can see, click Save, and Sue will be notified that I gave her access to my calendar. Well, that's the end of collaborating. Stay tuned to learn about adding events.